Today on Karamo, why do women cheat?
I cheated because I was playing tit for tat.
I wasn't feeling wanted.
I cannot lust and love my husband at the same time.
These three women are about to tell all. Do you regret cheating?
No, absolutely not.
Do you regret cheating?
No.
50% of y'all have probably cheated, would cheat again.
Our audience is about to sound off.
That's not okay. People get extremely hurt.
It made me feel better.
That's real. She said it made me feel
It
better.
made me
Doing that is wrong. It is wrong.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion.
Plus, this woman has cheated on her female partner multiple times. How many times have you cheated? What's the exact number?
I can't give you an exact number, but
It's that high? Her partner hasn't ended the relationship yet. What is your definition of love? But what decision will this couple make today? Welcome to the show, everybody. So we took a poll on the Karamo Show social media page asking why women cheat. And here are the results. 16% said payback, 7% said they're bored, 69% said that because they're unsatisfied in a relationship, and 8% said because of an opportunity. Well, today we'll be hearing from three women who explain the reason why they cheat in their own relationships. Let's welcome them to the show. Shantia says she cheats because her man cheated first. Shantia, come on out. Hi. You look stunning.
Thank you.
Stunning. How are you doing, love? Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right. Ariel says she cheats because she no longer feels needed. Ariel, come on out. You look beautiful as well. How you doing? Nice to meet you. Mwah. And Rachel says she's in an emotional entanglement because in her words, she says she's selfish. Come on out. Hi, love. Mwah. So, this is something we don't see a lot. Women saying, I came on the show and I cheat, is what it is. So, Shantia, why did you cheat from your words?
So I cheated because I was playing tit for tat. Well, we were playing tit for tat, and he started a game. I'm not gonna be nobody's doormat. I'm not gonna let nobody run over top of me, and I'm gonna, I'm gonna give back what you put out.
Okay. And Ariel, why did you cheat?
I wasn't feeling sexy. I wasn't feeling desired. I wasn't feeling wanted. And I wanted to feel that way again. I wanted to feel like that girl that I know that I am. I wanted to feel desired. And
Okay.
that's why I went out and did it.
Understand. And Rachel, why did you cheat?
I feel like I cannot lust and love my husband at the same time.
Oh, interesting.
It's very hard.
So I want to know each of you, and I'm going to ask you directly. Do you regret cheating?
No, absolutely not.
Do you regret cheating?
No, it was a lesson I needed to learn.
Do you regret cheating?
I don't.
Got it. So, Shantia, how did it make you feel when you were cheated on?
So I had to take a step back and kind of, evaluate what I was doing wrong. I mean, maybe I wasn't bringing something to the table, and, it kind of bothered my self-esteem.
So by cheating, you realize I'm not doing anything wrong. This is about you. So I'm going to show
Right.
you it's not about me.
Clearly a narcissist.
Oh, so you say he was clearly a narcissist?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. And Ariel,
Yes.
okay, you said that he used to make you feel bad. So
Yes.
why didn't you break it off?
There was a mix of things. I mean, with every relationship, it's complicated and complex. But, I mean, we started off as best friends first. We were in college together. I knew I had betrayed my best friend and the man that I was in love with. Despite stepping out on him, I still loved him. I should have said, too, we were living in London. And so being a broke college student in a foreign country, I kind of depended on him for a place to live.
So you really stayed because of the finances?
Yeah.
Mm.
We were together for like 2 years after that.
Did you continue to cheat?
No, I don't continue to cheat. So what had happened, I told you he forgave me. A year later, after he found out that I had cheated, he flew me to Venice and proposed. And yes, we got engaged. I was really excited, really happy. It was like this man that I love, like he's forgiven me. We're gonna have our happily ever after. A few months into the engagement, he gave me a phone call and broke it off because he couldn't actually forgive me. He never actually got over it, and he didn't tell me that. And it broke my heart. It took a long time to get over.
Get over it. So Rachel, how long have you been married for?
We've been married 6 years.
Currently married right now, 6 years.
Yeah.
And what was missing from your marriage?
It's hard for me to separate myself as mom and wife.
Yeah.
And then just be me, be Rachel.
So do you have an open dialogue with your husband?
We do. He's an amazing dad, an amazing partner. He's an amazing friend. But I see him as that. I don't see him.
In a sexual way?
Depends on the situation. So I don't see him as what I need.
So you tell him,
sexually.
like, I need to go out there and get it?
No. When it comes about and I meet somebody that I have a connection with, if it turns sexual, that's where we have started to discuss where the boundary is.
Well, one of the things that I've heard from a lot of women on this show who have been cheated on, which is ironic, which is interesting to have you three women here being so honest and vulnerable, is that most women say what hurts me the most is not just the sex, it's when their emotional attachment. And you are an emotional entanglement, so you're actually giving yourself emotionally.
Yeah.
So though you have a husband and you say, I love him and he's great, you still are giving yourself emotionally to another man.
Yeah. I believe that my husband knows me a certain way and he treats me a certain way and he's amazing, but I'm never going to be seen in his eyes as just Rachel anymore, and he feels the same way.
But what does that mean to be seen just as Rachel? Because isn't the person, listen, it's not my place to judge, I'm just here to listen and hear. If he can't see you as your holistic person, if he can't see you for who you are, then why are you in the marriage?
It's me. It's
you.
me that can't separate it.
Got it.
He sees me as what he sees me as.
As his beautiful wife.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I desire that attention and that wanting and that lustfulness that I don't have. My home is comfortable. He's comfortable to me. He's my safe space. And I feel like I'm just a mom and I'm just a wife when I'm home. But then I get to have emotional.
And you acknowledge, you say this is selfish.
It is very selfish.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with him. We put this expectation on each other that you're going to fulfill everything that I need. And that's hard. That's hard to have that expectation from somebody that you're going to make me happy for the rest of my life.
Is that really?
And I think
all of y'all agreeing, hold on. The funny part is they're all agreeing that, yes, that's hard to put this expectation. Someone can make you happy for the rest of your life. You don't agree with that way, Shantia?
I mean, the sexual expectations.
That someone can't satisfy you for the rest of your life?
Yeah, no. I mean,
You done said it now, so you might as well tell us.
I
So if
believe
you
it's
found someone you
naive.
love, you don't think that they can fulfill all your needs? This incredible discussion will continue.
About 50% of y'all have probably cheated, would cheat again.
What does our studio audience have to say about this?
That's not okay. People get extremely hurt.
So you got somebody here who's like, good for you, don't deny yourself.
Doing that is wrong. It is wrong.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion.
Stay tuned. We'll be hearing from 3 women who explain the reason why they cheat.
I'm not gonna be nobody's doormat. I'm gonna give back what you put out.
I wasn't feeling sexy. I wasn't feeling desired. I wasn't feeling wanted.
I feel like I cannot lust and love my husband at the same time. I
So if
believe
you
it's
found someone you
naive.
love, you don't think that they can fulfill all your needs?
Depends on
Both of y'all go, come on, y'all
Honestly,
both go.
It depends. It's a lot. No, she is right. It is a lot because you're looking at your whole entire life, and as a person, you both, and in that relationship, you're both growing and you're both changing and evolving as you're getting older, and so that is a lot to put on just that one person. Like you're gonna have to fill all my needs from here to eternity, no matter how I change, no matter how I evolve. And
But isn't that what the point of marriage is for you to say we're committed to growing and evolving together?
yeah.
I'm just asking. Because
That is true,
I got an honest question. So if the man was to say, well, you can't fulfill my needs and I don't think you're gonna be able to fulfill my needs for the rest of my life, I'm gonna go get this other lady here. Would you be okay with that?
Well, can we just communicate that? I
We
mean,
have
So
open
you'd be okay
dialogue.
with it?
Open dialogue.
No.
So you wouldn't be okay
I
with
would
it?
be hurt. I would be hurt, but I mean, the fact that we're communicating that, I can't be that mad. Like he's talking to me about his issues, and I'm talking to him, and you know that's a big part in being in a relationship with someone.
Okay. I want to ask you a question. Does your husband get criticized? Because I'm around. I play basketball. I'm on the court.
Yeah.
I know how men talk to each other. And so when other guys hear like, "Oh, you let your woman go step out. She gets to have emotional attachments with someone else." Does he get criticized, and how does he feel?
It's very hard to open up to people because you're expecting that
The judgment.
criticism and that judgment. He's in a place where he's actually talking to more of his friends about it and telling them what he's going through.
Yeah.
And they're like, that might be the best thing for you guys because we want to grow together, not apart.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
listen, I'm
Ariel.
saying about 50% of y'all have probably cheated, would cheat again. So it's a hear me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a selfish need. And when I'm 90, I don't want to look back and be like, I didn't allow myself to feel those things.
You wanted Ariel, what do you have to say?
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, men have historically been cheating since forever, and it's been okay, and it's been a thing where women were expected to stay with the man despite him
Be
stepping out.
submissive.
And now it's
We're
our
not doing
time.
that
And I will
anymore.
say too that it does depend on the person. You don't need to be in a relationship where it's okay to cheat on each other. Like she was saying, it's all about the communication.
I get that, Rachel. You got everybody riled up when you said to them.
I did.
When you said to them, when
Hear
you
me
said to them,
out.
50% of y'all in here are cheating. They got upset because you said most of them are cheating. Do you believe most people cheat?
I believe that humans are not supposed to be monogamous, and we're always going to be dealing with this pressure to stay in monogamy.
Why do you believe that
Why
humans
not face
can't-
it head on?
Why do you believe that humans can't be monogamous, though?
It's just in our nature. We're not robots. We're not, this is one person. Like, it is very naive to look at somebody and say, you don't think anybody else is attractive in this world. Whether they act on it or not, that's very awesome that some of you don't.
But desire and monogamy are two different things. So can I ask you a question? Because you have 2 children with your husband. If your husband, by your logic, fell in love with another woman, would you be okay with that?
We have boundaries.
So like is okay.
There's
okay, but love is not.
limitations to that. When you say fall in love, are you insinuating that he's going to leave me for someone else? Because that's not okay.
I don't know what comes with love,
Yeah.
but the thing is when you have an emotional entanglement or when you feel like emotionally connected to someone else, emotions are evolved. That's the whole, fear evolves, love evolves, everything evolves. So if it evolves into him being in love, I didn't say that he would leave. Are you okay with him falling in love with someone else?
I am. I want him to be happy.
I want to take to the comments. Y'all got something to say? What does our studio audience have to say about this?
That's not okay. People get extremely hurt.
So you got somebody here who's like, good for you. Don't deny yourself.
Doing that is wrong. It is wrong.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion.
Stay tuned.
In that relationship, you're both changing and evolving.
But
And
isn't that what the point of marriage is?
men have historically been cheating since forever, and it's been okay.
When I'm 90, I don't want to look back and be like, I didn't allow myself to feel those things.
Are you okay with him falling in love with someone else?
I am.
I want to take to the comments. Y'all got something to say? All right. How you doing, love? So what is your comment?
The concept of an open relationship is a little bit easier to settle on than cheating. I think that there's more communication. It's a little more direct. There's a goal on both ends. Both of you have that freedom, and somebody is also agreeing to this dynamic.
So you're agreeing with what Rachel's in. You're saying that what she's doing with her husband of communicating honestly is fine.
Absolutely.
Okay, then. So you have somebody who believes that what you're doing is fine. But I want to ask you a question. So Rachel did say that if he fell in love, she's still growing. You've admitted that. She said if he did fall in love, your initial response was you would not like that because it conjured up fears of if he's leaving. So she did admit that him falling in love is a no-no. Right. So how does that work in an open relationship when she's saying, oh, you can't fall in love, but we can be in emotional entanglements?
Right, so I don't think you're ready for the idea of an open relationship. I think you're committed to infidelity rather than just being open with your partner and having him have that same option as you.
I hear you. I hear you.
Do you think you're committed? Thank you so much. Do you think you're committed to infidelity more?
I don't know.
Huh?
The
You don't know.
idea of it sounds amazing because we're able to honestly tell each other what we want. It's a
Yeah.
safe space, like I said, and we just haven't run into anybody falling in love.
Got it.
You
But
know?
it's
And
possibility.
the jealousy is something that we're going to have a hard time with, but we want each other to be happy.
Okay. What's your comment?
You said that he cheated on you first, so that's what made you cheat. But I was just curious as to how you feel as though that made you better in the sense when you're pretty much doing the same thing that he's
Right.
doing.
Right. I mean, I get that, but it made me feel better.
That's
Because
real. She said it made me feel better.
It made me
She
feel
said, I'm
better,
not-
right? And piggybacking on what she said, I mean, she she lost herself within, you know, that situation, and so did I.
You want to feel sexy. You want to feel
Yeah,
wanted.
like-
You want to go strutting down the street like, yeah,
But
I am that girl.
Yeah, but
Like,
I'm
can't
human.
you build? But the
Look.
question is, can't you build? Because it's the same argument I would have with a man who says, "I'm gonna go out and do it." Can't you build that own confidence on yourself without saying, "I need to sleep with someone else"?
For sure. But when you're in the moment, when you're living in that moment, all of that, listen, I had to do what made me feel better at that time.
Well, Rachel said most people cheat. And some of y'all had some deep reactions. Yeah. How do y'all feel about that? Nope. Come on. Come talk to me real quick.
They lying.
How do you feel?
I got offended because I've never cheated, never once. I may be young, but my mama, she's never cheated either. And I've always seen like real love and just not being able to kind of do that. I agree with like just having an open relationship, but then I also agree like you can't, like that tit for tat, you said it earlier, and I feel like it's a game that we play in this society that's not okay. People get extremely hurt.
You feel like it's a game?
Yeah.
So do you think that Arielle is a bad woman for using him? Do you think she used him? Because she said that she stayed with him because she needed rent, or like she was a young student. I understand the circumstances.
I'm in
But
the
do you
same
think-
situation.
So you feel like you
I
wouldn't
wouldn't do that. I would never personally, but I've been in that situation and I still try to do my own stuff. Like I've never had to depend on no man for anything. So I think that's where I come from as well.
So what's your point of view on that?
We all come.
Do you get the comment a lot that you feel like maybe you used him?
I mean, at the end of the day, we were using each other. I mean, yeah.
How was he using you though? Hold
well,
on.
so, I mean.
Because you cheated first, and then he still paid the rent and
well,
stayed with
no,
you.
he had the place. I was being the financial person in that situation.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you respect him?
I tried my best to respect him, but it's hard to respect somebody that doesn't respect you back. It's hard to respect somebody that's gonna laugh at you when clothes don't fit. You know, it's hard to respect somebody that's gonna make you feel bad about yourself.
And so he was being verbally abusive, what you're saying, so you had to cheat.
I felt like I needed to feel myself again, and I wasn't feeling myself. I wasn't feeling beautiful.
Do you think that it would have been easier to communicate and leave in that moment, especially since you were being treated badly?
I don't regret my actions, but it was hard to see that how badly I had hurt him. But I definitely believe that we weren't meant to be together.
How do y'all feel about the fact that they keep saying, "I don't regret it"? What is that? What is your thoughts? Come on. What is your thoughts on that? Say, "I don't regret it."
I think the one common goal with all of these three ladies up here is that everyone is kind of confused in what in their thinking and their standards and their.
Why do you think they're confused?
Because when you ask them, you know, okay, so.
Because
if
Shantia
this
just
is
rolled her eyes,
something-
by the way. She
No,
looked like
I
she
mean,
might
I
be
get
dead.
it. No, I understand, but it's like we ask you a question. It's like, I mean, I don't, maybe, I don't, you know what I'm saying? And it's just kind of like, so are you, if you're going to do this, then you got to
These
live
are
in it. You got to
situations
grow.
that we haven't been in yet.
You got to
so
live,
it's-
you got to, but you're choosing. This is a choice that you're making. And in life,
And I could fail. I could fall flat
you
on my
could
face.
fail.
And I don't know.
You could fail.
But that's for us to learn through. You
So, Rachel,
understand?
I got a question for you. Thank you so much. Rachel, I got a question for you because you have children. So would you be okay with your children knowing that mom is out with other people or dad's out with other people? Is that a conversation you're having with them too?
They're too little for me to.
So, but when they turn 12 or 13, are you going to engage with them and tell them?
I think it's a positive thing to not deny yourself of connections with other people.
Okay.
It's not always about
Come,
sex.
I see you have
that's
so
the
much to
thing.
say. Come on over.
Kids,
children
it's
are
not
human
about
too.
you
I mean,
anymore, it's about your kids. So what you're doing, being married, have kids, and doing that is wrong. It is wrong.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion.
I want to know,
your
why do you feel it's
opinion.
wrong? She said it's your opinion, but why do you feel it's wrong?
Because when you give yourself to someone, you don't do stuff like that. If you don't want the person, divorce and just go. But don't be in a relationship and cheat. As what you say, a lot of us don't do it. I don't do it. I never did it, and I will never do it. Because when you love someone and you love something, you don't hurt it.
So you got somebody here who's like, good for you. Don't deny yourself.
Why deny yourself a human connection when it makes you feel good?
I'm cool with it. And if cheating back equalizes your power, I'm cool with it.
This incredible discussion will continue. I personally, if my partner was doing that, would be upset. Stay tuned.
You are the Fire. Get off my stage.
You said that he cheated on you first, so that's what made you cheat.
It made me feel better.
I think it's a positive thing to not deny yourself of connections with other people.
So what you're doing, being married, have kids, and doing that is wrong.
But why do you feel it's wrong?
Because when you love someone and you love something, you don't hurt it.
In the perfect world, you don't. But I mean, that's from everybody's little perspective. But at the end of the day, who are we to judge?
And she gets to live her life how she wants.
Exactly.
You gotta be in our shoes, in our situations, and then you'll sort of realize where we're coming from with our thinking.
I see you have so much to say. Okay, let me come over here. Come on down. All right, what is your thoughts?
I appreciate that Rachel's like, hey, you know, if my husband wants to go out and be with other women or whomever, honestly, that's cool as long as we communicate. And if that's what equalizes the power in the relationship and within their lives, I'm cool with it. And if cheating back equalizes your power, I'm cool with it.
But then what, so you have somebody who supports this, but the question that I always am thinking is the emotional part. Because for me, I understand open relationships, I understand setting boundaries, but like Rachel, when you talk about the emotional part, that you're emotionally entangled, I can't lie, when I read your story, that one hit me.
Yeah.
It hit me, and you know what I mean? Because I was like...
I'm living it.
Yeah, yes.
I'm
Because like there's one thing to say, like I'm talking to my husband about, let's have sex. And we'll have sex with someone else, which is a new concept for anyone to hear. But okay, that's your boundaries. But not only are you saying we're gonna have sex, you're gonna say, I'm gonna be over here talking with another man, sharing my most intimate details. I personally, if my partner was doing that, would be upset. I wouldn't be able to handle it. Would anybody in here be able to handle an emotional relationship? Your man cheating on you? Come on down.
First off, you all are beautiful. I'm not judging any of you, but I've been in a situation where I was married to somebody who cheated on me religiously and openly communicated with me, and I asked him, what is it that I'm not doing? It's nothing, it's just me. So basically, he was just telling me, no matter what I'm gonna do, I'm still not good enough. So I'm not gonna stay with that person. Now, I was involved with somebody at one point in a marriage, but it was an emotional cheat. I'll admit it, I emotionally cheated. But that was an emotional cheat because I went from one person and went to another. I didn't resolve the fact that there was something in between that was hurting me and allowing me to open the door to this.
So do you think there's something that could be hurting you, Rachel? Because I'm hearing your thing that's hurting you that you're not focusing on, of why you feel like it's okay to have this emotional relationship and also have this physical relationship?
I do. There's definitely some childhood trauma and things that I have to do with myself, my own confidence. That's why I say it's a selfish thing. It's a selfish need for me to get validation. And now I realize instead of fighting it and us always like be monogamous, let's just face it head on and talk about it. And if it's something that we're comfortable with, let's try it. Why deny yourself a human connection when it makes you feel good?
Why deny yourself? So is there anybody in here who's like, good for y'all, go girl, cheat all you want? You said, oh, you feel that way? Come on over. So you got somebody here who's like, good for you, don't deny yourself.
I have a very unpopular opinion. I have actually felt the way you ladies have felt before. I didn't act on it, but I get it. I just turned 30 a couple weeks ago. I get it. I'm like, man, I'm supposed to be with the same person until I'm like 80, 90. Like, that's kind of like, I'm afraid I'm going to get bored. Like, these are thoughts. Yeah. I never acted on it. I don't think you're evil. I get it.
So you're like, good for them. Go cheat some more.
Rachel, you said you don't want to be sneaky. You want to just say, hey, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm thinking. As long as you're not cheating, I don't know. I feel weird about it. I don't agree with the cheating part, but I agree with them.
But that's what they're doing. So you say, go, girl.
She doesn't want, she said that's not what they're doing.
I feel that cheating is stigmatized, and I don't believe that once a cheater, always a cheater, but if you cheated once, are you a morally corrupt person for the rest of your life?
Anybody think? Thank you so much.
When you take that dynamic out of it and that like negativity out of it, it's...
Listen, this is a saleswoman for cheating.com. Okay, she said, I don't think you're morally corrupt if you do this. This is my thing though. If these were three men up here, would y'all be saying the same stuff? Because I feel like everyone, I know your opinion was very much like cheating is bad, point blank, period. But the rest of y'all are very much like, well, I don't know, maybe, okay, tit for tat.
It's not black and white. There's so many layers to it.
If these were men, would there be a double standard? You're stunning.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm a man fan, so I am. But I feel like it's like women's turn right now, so they feel like that they want this power and it's our turn to get it back. And so I feel like there's a power dynamic. It's almost like there's a chip on all of your shoulders.
I want to be more than just a mom and a
But
wife.
be more than just like
wanna
an
be me.
object, a desire. Like you guys are looking to be more through a man desiring you. Do you desire you? Do any of you desire yourself? There seems to be like such
I
low
love
self-esteem.
myself.
Yes. I mean, for the longest time, it was always men that they were allowed to like go off and cheat, and they'd get that free
You
pass.
have to be submissive.
Yeah, and like
I like that that's changing.
Yeah,
Like, my
I
husband
love
sees
it.
me as a wife, submissive mother, cool. But I'm also Rachel. I'm really fun. I'm really confident. Like I do love
I just have
myself
to
and my
remind you
attributes.
guys that if it hurt you what men did to
I-
you,
I-
and that's why you guys want it to be your turn, that using the same behavior doesn't make it equal or fair.
Oh, that's very interesting.
that's
That's a very good point. Thank you.
Yeah.
I
think
implored my
that's the point
husband.
that I was getting at is with men, we would be a little bit harder because we're hearing women say, I want that power and I want to do this, but if it was men doing it, it doesn't make it equal or fair. It's equally as hurtful.
It is.
We can't establish that, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm going to come back to the stage.
We're trying to fill some type of void.
What are the lessons these women have learned from cheating? If you had a woman today in front of you and she's trying to decide if she should cheat or not, what would you say to her? Find out next.
I don't think you're evil. I get it. You said you don't want to be sneaky. You want to just say, hey, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm thinking. That's not
Feel
what they're-
that cheating is stigmatized. If you cheated once, are you a morally corrupt person for the rest of your life?
If these were three men up here, would y'all be saying the same stuff? It's interesting that no one would say that men cheat because they have a lack of self-esteem. It's interesting how we put that on women, of like, if you cheat, you have a lack of self-esteem.
I definitely would say that. I think that cheating is mental. I think that, you know, it's a part of the validation that we all need, not just women, men too. We're unsatisfied, obviously. We're looking for something. We're trying to fill some type of void.
Yeah.
You
My
know?
husband and I have both agreed that we're never going to get that initial spark back. We may find it in other areas of our life, but we're never going to get that initial like lustful feeling for each other. And we both agreed this and both talked about it, and it's a hurtful thing to be brought up, but we both agree and we're like, yeah, I see what you're saying.
But do you think that maybe that's because you all should be having a different conversation about maybe we're just not right for each other?
No,
Because
not me.
and I say this. I'm not married, but it is my greatest dream to be married one day. I see my partner still to this day, and when I walk in the room, I'm like, oh my gosh. I literally walk in every day and I'm like, you're the most beautiful person I've ever seen, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Because the person I'm supposed to be with, yes, we'll have things that we need to grow through, but we should always feel like you're the one. Isn't there a relationship that you should be wanting or desiring that it's like, you see your partner and you're just like, we want each other, instead of saying, well, we know that we're not gonna have the spark, so we might as well go to other people?
No, there's no lack of sex in our relationship.
One of the things that I heard is that I kept hearing that's about power, and then one person even said, we're at a stage right now where women want that power too. I'm gonna ask each of you, if you had a woman today in front of you who went through your experience, and she's looking at you right now, and she's trying to decide if she should cheat or not, what would you say to her? Would you say yes or no?
No.
You would tell her no to cheat?
I would tell her no.
Would you say yes or no to cheat?
I would tell her, yeah.
Okay, and what about you? If there's a woman in your situation, would you tell her that it's okay for you to have an emotional attachment to someone else?
I would tell her to communicate that with her partner first. Because sometimes it is what you're lacking in your relationship.
Yes.
For me personally, it's I can't shut it off. I can't lust my husband and love him at the same time. So I look for things.
That's an interesting thing. I wish we had more time because I'd love to get, I can't lust and love my husband at the same time. I've never heard that before from women, but clearly it is something that women experience. I appreciate your honesty and your vulnerability. I appreciate each of you being here because this is something where people will judge you for your choices. And I think that the more that we can have conversations about this is the more that people will start to challenge themselves at home and say, hold on, is this something that I want to experience? Am I okay with this? And also, how am I going to relate to my partner if this ever happens?
It doesn't make it wrong or make it right.
I do still think there's a right or wrong. I will say that. It's not my place to say what's right or wrong, but everyone in their home, it's their place to say what's right or wrong. I do believe that. Thank you. Give it up for them. Stay with us, friends. We will be right back with more. This This woman has cheated on her female partner multiple times. How many times have you cheated? What's the exact number?
I can't give you an exact number, but
It's that high? Her partner hasn't ended the relationship yet. What is your definition of love? But what decision will this couple make today?
You are the foul. Get off my stage.
My guests, Adriana and Nyana, have been together for 2 years, but the trust is gone. Nyana admits to cheating multiple times, and she is here asking for my help to save her relationship. Please, everyone, welcome Nyana to the show. Hey. Come on, Shoes. Don't play with us, Nyana. Don't play with us. How you doing? Let me get a hug. Good to meet you. Nyana, I just read it multiple times. What you do? What you do?
I've been cheated a lot, done lied a lot. You know, I lied to cover it up because I honestly don't want to hurt her. And cheating, it was a choice for me. I did it. Not saying I can't stop. I can't. That's why I'm here.
How did Adriana find out about the cheating?
Well, when we lived together, we started living together like 2 months in our relationship. You know, she always goes through my phone a lot.
Okay.
She
Somebody
always-
said lesbians. Y'all move in quick. I ain't gonna lie, my sisters, I love y'all. Okay, so y'all moved in 2 months after being together.
Yeah, 2 months after being together, you know, she always say it's suspicious.
So how many times have you cheated? What's the exact number?
I can't give you an exact number, but
It's that high?
but I can count it on 2 hands.
Nyana, is that high? In all sincerity, what do you suspect?
Really, I don't want this no more.
Okay.
Like the life is childish, it's over with. Like I want to be with her. This is the one. She brings me peace. You know, she brought me out of a real dark place when I was in that dark place.
Okay, so she supported you at your hardest moment. So what happens when Adriana finds out that you're cheating and she gets angry? What happens?
She tends to get physical a lot.
So when you say gotten physical, do you mean you two are fighting, like with fists?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and how often does that happen?
It happens every time like we argue or like she finds out I cheat, she wants to get physical.
Every time y'all argue, every time you cheat. You just said you cheated more than 2 hands. So y'all have gotten in more than 10 fist fights?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how long have y'all been together? Because I know you moved in after 2 months. How long have y'all been together?
It'll be 2 years in April.
You told my producers that you describe your relationship as clingy.
Yes,
Why?
sir. Cause it's always just been us two.
Yeah.
2 peas in a
So I gotta
pod.
ask you, why do you want to save this relationship?
Cause I love her. I really do. Like, she really my peace. Like my happiness. Like I said, she brought me out of that dark place.
I think it's time to meet Adriana, don't y'all? Yeah. Everyone, please welcome Adriana to the show so we get her side of the story. And Adriana, you look beautiful.
Thank you.
You look really beautiful. I want to know, how do you feel about everything you just heard?
If she, you know, she loved me and I'm her piece, walking to you to do, you know, what you do.
My producers told me that when y'all two got together, you had a girlfriend.
Yes, sir, I did.
Oh, yeah. So about the girlfriend, I seen it on Facebook. First, she didn't tell me something. I seen it.
So she didn't tell you that she had a
didn't tell me.
girlfriend?
She was like, acting like that. With her for real.
So the trust was broken from day one?
Mm-hmm.
From day one. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
That's the smoothness. Y'all see it? Yeah, okay. Smoothness and a little bit of toxicity. We're going to be real, okay? But, all right, so how did you find out she was cheating on you?
Well, I'll, get her phone, of course.
I know I go through phones, but you do
Yeah,
know that's toxic.
I'm going to do it. Yeah, I know
Okay.
it's toxic.
Okay, good.
but I'ma
Because I do it for proof. All parties know what's happening. When you do it and the other party doesn't know, that's when it becomes toxic behavior. But you did it for a reason.
So when I go through it, I don't say nothing right then. I kind of act, distant.
Do you contact the other woman?
No, I didn't. At first, I didn't.
At first you did it.
Yeah, at first, I didn't because...
Nyana, what you got to say about that?
Like I said, I lie to cover it up because the hurt, I don't want to hurt her.
Do you really think you lied to cover it up because you don't want to hurt her, or is it that you're afraid of you being seen in a certain light? Yeah, because it's not really about her while you're lying. It's about yourself. You don't want to be seen a certain way, so you want to be saying, well, let me try to keep this persona up, and then because once she catches you, she got to see the real you, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just want to make sure. When was the most recent time that you learned she was unfaithful?
Last month. Her birthday was last month. At the beginning of December, we were separated. So, but we were still together. So,
So last month she cheated?
Mm-hmm.
Last month?
Yeah, so, we was separated, so.
So from your perspective, what number does that make? Because she said more than 2 hands. She couldn't give me an exact number. Was that number 20?
I don't think it was that much, Karamo.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that
15? I'm just trying to go. What number?
How about 6 or 7?
Okay.
At the most, yeah. 'Cause it got bad last
Okay.
year.
Well, she said over 10 already.
I don't know what you consider cheating. Well, it ain't really like, I don't consider everything you should do cheating, but for me, like about 6 or 7.
Y'all, you heard what everybody just did. They said, what? You don't consider everything she done
No,
cheating?
like-
When she's telling you that it was cheating? What is your definition of love? The cheating issues haven't ended this relationship yet. If you're courageous enough, I would like you all to maybe break up today. But what decision will this couple make today? How many times have you cheated? What's the exact number?
I can't give you an exact number.
What happens when Adriana finds out that you're cheating?
She tends to get physical.
From your perspective, what number does that make?
I don't consider everything you should do cheating, but for me,
You heard what everybody just did. They said, what? You don't consider everything she done cheating?
well, I ain't never catch the other time. That's what I say. I put like that. Put like
So
that.
if you don't see it, then you don't count those other times?
Yeah, if I don't, see, of course.
Okay, so we got to get something big. She said you put your hands on her. You get physical.
I
Tell
do.
me about that. Why?
Not every time, but when she lies to me, I said the same question, she a lie. And, I hear her say I slap her a couple times.
Where are those anger issues coming from?
Well, my mama, she, went through the same thing. Like, she, I grew up, around it.
So your mama does the same thing. So it's learned behavior.
Yeah.
Got it. How old are y'all, if you don't mind me asking? Nyana, how old are you?
21.
You're 21. Okay, how old are you?
I'm 19.
You're 19. Okay. So I want to ask you, do you think you and Ayana should stay in this relationship?
Honestly, I already know what you're going to say.
You already know what I'm going to say? What I'm going to say?
You're going to be like, no, we need to break up. But I feel like it could be worked on.
I'm going to ask you this, because you're 19, so you're young. What is your definition of love?
I don't know how to put it, but...
You don't know what the definition of love is. Just say that. You don't know. You're 19. I understand that. Do you know the definition of love? That's the honest and most realist thing. Right? You're like, And the reason I asked that question to both of you is because it's easy when you're young and you fall in love to be in these relationships and you move fast. And listen, as part of the member of the LGBT community, we move sometimes even quicker. It's like, we didn't have the love or support at home. So it's like you meet somebody, and it's like, oh, we in love in 2 days, we move it in. It's like everything's going down. And it's like, you didn't have the time to process of like, what does love mean to me? Let me tell you something. Y'all are staying together because y'all are afraid of heartbreak. And I get it, young love, 19, 20, 21, that's the worst. When heartbreak happens then, it's like, oh my gosh, world is devastated. But you cannot be afraid of heartbreak and stay in this codependent, unhealthy relationship. You just said, you knew I was gonna say it. You already know it. It started off with trust issues from day one. I know you said she was with you in your darkest moments, and I believe that. But even in your darkest moments, you couldn't find the respect to treat her how she needed to be treated. So I'm gonna be real with you. I love you, Nyana. I just met you, but you gotta stop using that as an excuse. That she was there for me in my darkest moments. Because there's gonna be other people who are gonna be there for you in darkest moments. They're gonna be there for you when it's hard. I don't think you're gonna have a problem finding that. Obviously, you can find women with no problem. And then for you, come on now. You're a young woman who is modeling behavior. You just told me my mama used to fight, so I'm fighting. But now the work you have to do is you have to challenge that narrative of what you witnessed in the house and ask yourself, why am I modeling this behavior?
I know I deserve better. I do.
Then why are you staying? Why are you getting physical? If you knew better, then why have you been in this for 2 years? So there is an unconscious part of you that thinks this is what life has to be. Because you didn't have a healthy relationship modeled for you. And you need to do the work to fight against that. Y'all have been codependent for 2 years. If you're courageous enough, I would like you all to maybe break up today. You know? Are you courageous enough?
It won't happen today.
Exactly. Go home and do the work. I have clearly pinpointed for both of y'all where the work starts. So you ain't got no excuse. Karamo done gave y'all the starting point. You know exactly where it starts. Self-respect for you, it starts with you. And for you, it starts with understanding why you're mimicking your mother's behavior and why you don't feel like you deserve more. Good luck, y'all, all right? Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us. Come back next time, friends, so we can keep talking and growing. I love you all.